John, like every cowboy that would sail song. Every road has its own. Drop it on the ground, I can still feel. So like I was saying, I think the Giants are going to win this. Hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna start recording videos of me camping in my car, kind of like Steve Wallace and Crazy Quady, except for I have a 2007 Chevy Cobalt here. Ooh, there's my cleater hat. It's not very big at all. I don't know if you can tell. Anyways, it's a very unimpressive car, but I've been thinking about just maybe putting down the back seat and then trying to like maybe string an apron across and I can like lay in the back. I don't know. I most likely what I'm going to do is you know, I'm a loser. I live with my parents and all that. So they have an SUV, an old 2002 Ford Expedition, and I may just sleep in that thing and in our parking lot, because this is California. I live in California, so you know, just moving my car to the driveway is going to cost me like $5. Yeah. So yeah, we'll just see what I do. All right, I gotta find a little quiet time out here. Do a once over of the Bolt, more Cletus stuff. Star Trek fan. Bought this car in 2009. Bone stock. Like it had crank windows, no power door locks, nothing in terms of options. And I installed the windows, the power windows myself, door locks, and a backup camera. And I screwed up pretty good, but I made it work. This is what I'll be sleeping in tonight. My parents' Expedition. It's big, takes up a lot of gas, but it has a lot of room. Look at that. Oh. Getting in one hand is not easy. But anyways, yeah, see, I'm going to try to cover up these windows. And only thing, let me move around here. There go the lights. Is that this goes up like a little bit of an angle, and there's actually some bags underneath there. This might go down a little bit, but I don't mind. But yeah, so we'll try to figure out a way to maybe block off these windows. I'm gonna be up at like 7 or 8 in the morning because it's going to be the first race of 2021 for Formula One. So enough showing you just random things. Here I am, and just talking about Formula One. All right, it's a little bit after 11 o'clock. I am very tired. I didn't sleep much last night and woke up early for qualifying Formula One. Congratulations, Charles Leclerc, for making it pole position over Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. But anyways, it was kind of surprising. Ferrari hasn't been doing well in a long time, and it's really exciting to see them doing well, to see Haas doing well. I feel really bad for Ricardo. Anyways, enough about Formula One. I am in my makeshift thing that I created. Turn it around here. That's my little lamp right here. This thing, it's a lot less bright than my battery box here, which I think it's turned on. Yeah. That thing is too bright, blinds me. But this little thing, it's like an accordion. It's cheap plastic. It cost me like $2 or $3. But anyways, I guess get to the snacks. I didn't have much of a dinner because I'm on the tail end of some intestinal stuff, IBS or something like that. And popcorn, I'm not sure about it, but I went to the Dollar Tree and got me some snacks. And this pepperoni here, I don't know about that. Actually, it's $1.25 store now. The ones that I was looking at were these potato skins, because potatoes I do pretty well with. And I think I've had those before when I've been sick. And then, of course, these butter snap pretzels, those are fine for me when my stomach is upset. Because the IBS causes my stomach to get upset and I have a hard time eating. Anyways, so we'll just... these are all the foods I got. These are stacks. So, before I dig into those, we'll take a look around at my work. These are just these are thin blankets. This side right here, there's my neighbors are over there and they're not gonna pay attention to anything. And the back here, there's a big old gap at the top up here, so it's probably glowing pretty bad. But yeah, as you can see, kind of a mess in here. Is my pad. I'm gonna set up my sleeping thing, and this actually right here, there's a little bit of room behind it because that was the easiest way for me to span that. But anyways, I'm gonna dig into some of this stuff. This is all Dollar Tree stuff, and we're gonna see how it is. All right. Took me a minute to find my bag, which was in this extra little area that I had here. I've got water, some ice from work. Anyway, let's dig into these and cover up my face with the shadows. Oh, these are loud too, so if you're trying to be quiet, which I am, that's why I'm trying to talk quiet. Yep, I've had these before. They're Friday's potato skin. The first time I showed these, I didn't talk about them very much, but looks backwards on the camera. It's probably looks backwards on YouTube. Yeah, it doesn't bother my stomach very much. The nice thing about my I haven't been diagnosed with IBS or anything, but the nice thing about it is that there is a healthy mental component to it, and for some reason when it gets to nighttime, I relax a lot more. I mean, like, I've had headaches all day long, not today, but in the past, and then when the sun goes down, the headache goes away, and same with IBS. It tends to kind of do that, kind of mellow out when the sun goes down. And I guess that's just because I feel more comfortable, but there is a big mental component to it. And if you know anything about me, I haven't really allowed myself to be very strong mentally. Anyways, there's much more about my philosophies and all that. Suffice it to say, I'm not like normal people. Yeah, stomach's doing all right. Sometimes when I start eating even just a little bit, my stomach will start to turn, so I have to be careful. These ones I definitely had before. Lay's stacks. These are yeah, and they're at the Dollar Tree, $1.25 tree. And like, I mean, there's been many times I've just grabbed a can of these, and a sandwich from like a gas station or even just Subway, and just gone out to the park and just you know, had myself a little lunch. We used to do that in Rexburg a lot more. Thankfully, this didn't have my green tea mix in it from yesterday that I start the day with when I go to work, because I am very tired. I probably only got a few hours of sleep last night, and so I don't know why. Daylight savings kind of messed me up, but also the IBS stuff really just kind of it was a lot worse earlier in the week for like the last couple of weeks, and which is, I'm not complaining 100% because I'm down 10 pounds. The first time I had it, I lost like 15. So yay. But yeah, you know, I can live with it, and especially like managing it. Yeah, my stomach's doing fine. It's funny, like there's a big mental component to that. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes just by tasting it, I'm good, which is great. That means I can start eating normal food again, or more normally. But anyways, enough of that. Talking of gross stuff, that means I'm gonna try the popcorn. Brim's movie theater popcorn. This stuff is pretty high octane junk food. I mean, who knows what it's gotten it. Like popcorn that, you know, comes from a factory and is at the $1.25 store. But it's all right. I'm so glad. I was afraid that my stomach was going to start, you know, because I'm a little nervous about doing this. But I thought my stomach was going to bother me, but this is good. All right. And the pretzels, I mean, those are just pretzels. I got those in case because, you know, often I'll be able to do those, and yeah, I probably shouldn't be picking my teeth with a wrapper that probably 900 kids have touched. I mean, it's surprising I haven't gotten something horrible. But anyways, you know, I thought about cooking something, but you know, like I said with my stomach, but next time I will try cooking something. If I camp in the vault in my car, that'll be interesting. But anyways, we've got our step 2 here. I don't really drink. I don't like alcohol, and I know people are like, what? And it's like, yeah, like I've seriously, beer, it just smells gross to me. I've tasted it a few times, and it's not for me. And the effect that alcohol has on you, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just not that big of a deal to me. It probably would have really helped me in my dating life, and you know, doing all that. But I don't know. I've just never really enjoyed being that kind of altar, because I have drank before. I have gotten drunk, and it just you know, you wake up the next day and you're not feeling good. But anyways, so we got this this Canada Dry zero sugar. Enough of me talking about how I hate alcohol and, you know, alienating half the people who might watch this. But I will try various things, and of course it's zero sugar, so you have to keep the stuff down. And it is fridge cold. spill half of it on myself. Which, by the way, fridge cold, Badlands Chugs. One of the inspirations for doing something like this. Badlands is he's one of the first ones that I found during the pandemic, and I just liked his positivity. Right, we don't know who he is. He's a world champion eater. He's a big guy, but he just has a real positive attitude, but he likes to do chugs. I'm all over the place, right? I'm so tired, by the way. But anyways, so I hope he like regurgitates it afterwards, especially the sugary stuff, because he's a really cool guy. Seems like a real positive, upbeat guy, and that's, really like that about him. And I don't want to see him, leave us a little too early. And talk about other YouTube influences. Of course, Steve Wallace and Crazy Quady. I really started watching Crazy Quady the last month or so, and I remember looking at him and I go, that guy looks like a cool guy, and like his voice, he sounds exactly like he looks, and I don't know, just those types of guys are just like the salt of the earth, and again, just a real positive, upbeat. I don't know, super upbeat, but that's what I like. Guys like him. Cletus McFarland is super upbeat. That's another guy I like to watch, and of course, Vice Grip Garage. He's got an interesting way of doing things. Dylan McCool, Thunderhead 289. I haven't watched much of his stuff in a while, but all of those car guys. I'm probably going to be watching Junkyard Digs tonight, maybe, or Vice Grip Garage. I can't remember. There's a few of them that have popped up, and I love those shows. My favorite is Junkyard Digs. I really like their positivity, but also like how they handle calamity. And they just go calamity, and when things go wrong, it always finds a way. They always find a way to kind of joke about it, and sometimes they do get pissed off about it, but it's a very natural, all of the YouTubers I'm talking about now, but Junkyard Digs especially, and comes to the car ones. I really enjoy all that stuff, even though I'm not very good. I have a 64.5 Mustang stripped down to primer, or we stripped down and then primered, and hasn't run in like 15 years, and that's related to something else about me. You'll probably find out, but if I keep doing this. But anyways, I haven't been motivated to touch it in a long time. I was gone for a while. I went to school and tried normal people life, and obviously I'm not a golfer. If you know what that reference is, that's just another inspiration to everything that I do, and kind of my philosophy of life sometimes. And if you don't understand it, well, it's a perfectly cromulent quote. So, anyways, I think I am really, really tired, and so I'm gonna set up my bedroll and my pad, and I'm gonna put on some stuff on my tablet. I was gonna bring out my laptop and maybe watch some SGU, Stargate Universe. But I was like, I'm really tired, and I need something a little upbeat. It's been a long couple of weeks, and I mean, Formula One starting. Also, San Francisco Giants. I'm a huge baseball fan. Above all other sports, baseball is my favorite sport. And Giants were playing last night, and even though the MLB Bad app wasn't working right, it was just so nice to hear John Miller's voice and Sean Estes. Sean Estes was doing a good job on color commentary last night. And it was just so nice to hear baseball again for me. I know a lot of people don't like it, but and seriously, like if I end up starting, like if this ever turns into anything, which I highly doubt it, I'll probably quit after this and never post this video. But if I do, I might have a lot of interests, like cars, computers. I'm a mile wide but an inch deep, and so that's gives you a little bit of clue as to why I may not be maybe single. Yeah. Anyways, I've got my Asus ZenPad whatever 10. I bought this thing because it was supposed to be have as good a screen as the iPad, and it's pretty nice. It's got crappy Wi-Fi signal, but other than that, it's been a decent tablet. It's pretty light. But I paid for this thing entirely with bottles and cans. I work as a janitor, and I collected bottles and cans, and this was like $300. I'm actually looking into buying a racing sim wheel, and I'm thinking about like trying, I'm not talking about like competitive racing or anything like that, but I want to see if I can start putting down some laps, not necessarily Formula One. I just like to, but also like, just get into a sandbox area and learn how to do like Rockford turns and burnouts and drifting and stuff like that. If I could like find a way to kind of like, pseudo teach me a little bit. I don't even know if that's the right terms, but anyways, we're going to look for something to go. We've got an athlete squatted 500 reps in 20 minutes. This is what happened to I've been watching these videos where this guy Chubby Emu, and I like the way he talks and but anyways, he has these cool things. Oh, here's a little highlight from the Giants game last night, which they were shut out into the bottom of the 8th. Sounds about right. Let's watch that. Nice. Right over the first baseman's head. If they had the shift, they would have got him.
That should be a double for the first Giants hit of 2022. There are more than 10,000 people there tonight.
Oh, yeah.
They will not allow it.
Oh.
Got it in, knee high, drop the head, and start digging.
Nice.
You mentioned Johnson, who has excellent speed, sees a little bit of a bobble there, and it's an easy
anyways, sorry. He was sitting there watching me watch a baseball highlight for 30 seconds. I hear some crazy Quady. Yeah, and then Eddie Hall, like, I don't know, that has like Russian on it. Eddie Hall and Thor fought today. Hathor Bjornsson. That's another one of my weird interests is strongman competitions. So some Fallout videos. What was I looking? Vice Script Garage, an hour and a half. Or Dylan McCool. Ooh, abandoned for 14 years. Big block power. All right, I'm gonna do the Vice Script Garage because I'm very tired, and it's an hour and a half, and I might fall asleep to it, but I can just rewind it and watch it again. I like to watch it during like working on cars. I don't work on cars a bunch, but I have been doing a little bit lately. I put power windows on my car and door locks and a rear view camera, and I know that doesn't seem like much for a lot of people, but for me, it's a lot, and I was very proud, like, because I did a bunch of other stuff. I changed a temperature sensor, the radiator hoses. I almost changed the spark plugs, but I got a few thousand miles, and there's not having any problems with it. Cleaned the throttle body. Luckily, did not mess up my my idle on it, and yeah. So, and a lot of that was inspired by Vice Grip Garage. There's one thing else I'm going to do is I may go on a road trip this summer. Depends on how prices are. But let's get a commercial for Formula One. Skip. All right. Dang, how do I end this? Engage. Hey, good morning. It's it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up like half an hour ago, and I haven't been able to get back to sleep. And I don't know if it's just that I know that I should be back to sleep now. But anyways, I'm gonna tear down a lot of the stuff in here because this is probably why I can't go back to sleep. Is I thought, my aunt's gonna be up in another little bit, and she might see the stuff in here and think like some homeless person moved in here, because I did not tell anybody I was doing this tonight. I just randomly decided I was doing it and didn't say anything. So anyways, I'm gonna tear down. I'm gonna go inside. Not because it's cold. It's only like 50 degrees, and this sleeping bag did just fine. So at first my feet were getting a little cold, but that was just the sleeping bag warmed up. And so yeah, this worked out really well. The pad fit, and the windows, I've got to do some working on that. This is all pretty ghetto. But anyways, and I wrote down a note for myself on my phone to also mention inspirations. Ford Erickson. He has a great YouTube channel. But also another interest of mine is hiking and camping and things like that. Comes from spending a little bit of time with him doing the hiking when I was in Idaho. Something that I should have done a lot more of. But I don't know, as you'll find out if you learn more about me, there's a lot of things that I should have done that I didn't, and I don't know, maybe I'll make up for that in the second half of my life, or maybe I'll just continue floating down the river of life. So I don't know. Engage again. One more thing, I forgot to show you what it looks like outside. It's fogged up and, excuse me, dark. Yeah. That's because it's like 5 o'clock in the morning.